Music has the extraordinary power to captivate and emotionally engage the audience. One of the most important aspects of editing is selecting the most captivating parts of your music track, be it the beginning, the end, or certain sections. Especially for social media, but also for other scenarios, you may not want to use the entire 3 to 4 minutes music track. In that case, it is essential to understand how to work with the music according to your creative ideas. Music editing is not simply about shortening or cutting out parts of a track. It is a complicated process that requires an understanding of musical composition and storytelling. The goal is to enhance the listening experience by highlighting the most compelling elements of your song while maintaining a cohesive narrative. Before you start editing, immerse yourself in the music. Listen to the entire composition several times, paying close attention to the structure, dynamics, and emotional arc. Understand the story the music is trying to convey. Identify the parts of the piece that are most compelling, whether it is a catchy melody, a powerful chorus, an instrument, or a dramatic climax. These sections often form the structure of the edited track. Within this example, the music begins relatively peaceful. At this section, the music is at its most immersive. However, this music track is too long for my creative vision, and I would like to shorten it to have a more poignant and captivating version of the music track for social media. For that, I make cuts to split the different parts of the music track from each other. If it helps you, you can even color them. In this scenario, I prefer to start with a short intro and immediately after introduce the chorus of the music track, ending it with the closing part of the track. Typically, I sequence and arrange the individual components of the music track in the correct order. Now it's time to refine the tracks and put them in the right position. As you can tell, the transition from part 1 to part 2 is not smooth. The audience would notice the transition, which could seriously interfere with the viewing experience and doesn't display professionalism. Normally, each song has its own rhythmic pattern/BPM. You can count to 4 to determine where each part of the track needs to sit so that the transition is as smooth and seamless as possible. I listen to the first part, count to 4 and try to find the rhythm, and press pause when the next part of the piece of the music should start. Then I align the second part with the cursor on the timeline. The same goes for the transition from part 2 to part 3. If you carefully listen to the transitions, they are still not perfect. To make the transitions even more smoother, I like to fade in and fade out the different parts. The audio tracks do not start abruptly and build up a dynamic. Let's listen to the change. Depending on the song and piece of the music, these steps are usually enough to create a smooth transitions within the music track. But if you want to take it a step further, and this usually works very well for songs that have a big drop/energetic chorus, you can add a riser/whoosh sound. This can make the transitions even more smoother. Just put a riser and whoosh sound under the transition and it should sound much more seamless. Ensure yourself to choose riser and whoosh sounds that fit the story/mood of the music and/or your creative vision. Simply using any riser or whoosh sound can potentially have the opposite effect on the viewer and make the transition from the quiet to the energetic part or vice versa even more obvious. Remember that the goal of the music editing is not just to shorten the track, but to enhance the emotional impact and narrative consistency. It is a creative process that allows you to shape the story the music tells in such a way that it leaves a lasting impression on the audience.